Welcome back to CES 2026. I'm Lawrence Ford here with my buddy, Carol Carter.
So great to see you.
So good to see you. Wait till you hear about this amazing human being and a new fellow. I love saying this, by the way. The listeners are going to get tired of this, but a fellow.
A fellow for World Academy of Art and Science, and I think I'm representing a lot of the A in the arts. But I come with friends that are big in the S and other colleagues. So it's wonderful to be here and love being part of World Academy of Art and Science.
Yeah, we've been buddies for a while. We'll talk about that a little bit on film, but we are here at CES with the World Academy of Art and Science, and we are here with Human Security for All and the UN Trust, and of course Conscious Capital Foundation, where we tell stories of people living their purpose and making the world a better place and scaling that. And what better place to scale than with technology? And so that's why we love CES, and CES loves us. And we're very happy to be here. And thanks to Grant and Gary and the OG Walt Stinson, who started this whole thing years ago and has been here forever and
made all the connections.
Everything. So welcome to the family. It's so nice to have you at CES.
Honored to be
and
here.
as part of the Academy. So Carol, I'm going to start with the easy question.
Okay.
Why are you here on this earth?
I'm on this earth to take all of the advantages that I've been given in my lifetime and share those through partners and people who care about closing the opportunity gap for others. That means connecting people who are not from zip codes of privilege to role models, mentors, internships, experiences, and jobs that can get them to financial freedom and economic mobility.
You are
such
a giver and such a nurturer. When you were talking about this, I flashed back to a time when you were in your earlier stages with Global Minded, which we'll talk about, and I was helping in little ways, and you invited me over to your home for a lunch. And when I'm saying lunch, that was an amazing lunch. I mean, the beautiful part about it was just how much care and love you gave into my presence there. I will never forget that.
Thank you.
And that's how you walk through the world with everything you do.
Wow. Thank you for saying that. And you are someone who I think is in the world in the exact same way. And that's part of this big community that we're a part of now, which I really believe is building these new avenues of soft power. As so many things in the world are shifting, these are all new structures architecting the soft power that will take us forward, I think, in the decades ahead to the things that we all care about the most. Which is why I love World Academy of Art and Science and Human Security for All and the goals and values of the people in CES, really looking at the human part of how we can use the technology to advance humankind.
Tell me a time in your life that kicked your butt a little bit and got you closer to being, really doubling down on your reason for being here.
Well, I would say the biggest defining thing that helped me really see what my clear purpose
people walk
was.
by every once in a
I know
while.
it's fun. We're kind of in this in the global world where it's just a fishbowl, which makes it really interesting and really fun.
Here. Oh my gosh.
Yes, yeah. But I'd say for me, it was when I was 48 and I got diagnosed with lymphoma, and I went through a couple years of treatments, and I just realized I was supposed to be doing something at a completely different level, and kind of made this pact, with God, that if I come to the other side of this experience, then the rest of my life, or however long that is in service to these things that I know are so valuable. And a lot of that is I had 4 older brothers who really helped me with my path and my connections, with real hard-learned lessons they had that nobody helped them with. And so that's really how I see my purpose now, is to help people who aren't from those networks get the critical social capital that they need to be able to understand their gifts, their talents, their abilities, and what they can go out and contribute in the world, especially over and above technology and AI that can never have those human connections and that human type of leadership.
So we're going to get more practical into what you're doing for the listeners, but I have another question I want to ask you that I don't think I've ever asked this way before. But what would the world be missing if it didn't have you? And I don't mean that in a narcissistic way. there's this thing called false humility, which doesn't serve anybody. Because I've seen how you move through the world. What would the world be missing without what you're doing?
I think it's the connective tissue of this gigantic network of incredible humans that are all servant leaders helping each other through many different sectors, from aerospace to technology to healthcare to government roles, really looking at that big tent and that connective tissue. There are some other big tents, but I'm not sure they're organized in the way that this is for emerging leaders and young people to see themselves and who they can become.
Okay, so that brings us to, all the listeners are waiting now. What the heck is it in a practical way that you take this beautiful network of all these different people from disparate type of industries and gifts and backgrounds together to help who?
This is to help our emerging leaders and young people see themselves and who they can become. And we know that students who are not from zip codes of privilege or advantages of networks with family connections often struggle to get that internship or that apprenticeship or see who they can become later in life. And so through Global Minded...
So do you work, like what does Global Minded do? I mean, do you work with everybody? You work with students? You work with colleges? How's it work?
We have a systems approach. Okay. So I really believe, like, if we're just working with students, we would not be able to be effective. Because you have to be able to work with business leaders.
It's that connective tissue you keep talking about, right?
Okay. So it's the business leaders, it's government, it's industry, it's looking at foundations and funders. How can the money move differently? If money doesn't start to move differently, we're not going to be able to close this opportunity gap that right now, in part because of technology, in part because of other reasons, has us going like this. So these are really intentional things that to be able to bridge those big gaps right now, we have to be able to really have what we call unusual suspects and uncommon collaborators work together in ways they have not in the past. So anyone who wants to know how do we get to where we are today, I always say, what were you doing the last decade or the last 2 decades? Who were you spending your time with? And how did it potentially contribute to you not having the wide enough circles that maybe were really needed for the impact that you really care about?
Okay, so Global Minded is?
Global Minded is a network, a success network for students who are not from resources.
So students who are under-resourced.
Right, to connect them to role models, mentors,
to connect
internships.
Them so they can be empowered with their gifts.
Yes, but that's specifically through experiences. Like last year we had 10 students go with Biennial of the Americas to Mexico City. They may not have the money to travel a semester in South America, but to go for 4 days to Mexico City with government leaders is game-changing. To come to our United Nations event in October, even for a day and a half, is game-changing. So these are experiences that show people what's possible, opens the aperture of their mind, shows them all kinds of people who have beat the odds as they will, and that gives them a lot more courage than any one school district or any one college can provide to them.
That's awesome. So Carol, tell the listeners, because I know there's a summit coming up.
There is a big
Tell
one.
them about that,
yeah.
How they can engage with you, how they find you,
yes.
and what you need for help.
Okay, so we have a big event coming up. It's June 10 through 12 in Denver, and it's called Dimensions of Our Democracy, Architecting the Next 250 Years. And it's a critical time for us to have that inclusive network of people who aren't always at the table, that are really important and need to be there. We're going to have a lot of sovereign nation leaders will be there from the Native American community. We'll have our ability status leaders. We'll have people from all different religions, backgrounds, cultures, and also geographies. We'll have people from West Virginia. We'll have people from remote parts of Iowa. We'll have people from all over who can come together, resource each other, and better understand each other to accomplish the kinds of things that they care about. Not just professionally, but also with personal networks that make their life more meaningful, especially in the age of some young people feeling disconnected and disassociated from the human piece.
Yeah.
So that's our big event coming up. We also have a daily newsletter, globalminded.org. You can go online and sign up for that. We have about 100,000 readers of that. And the next 2 weeks, we are unveiling our winners.
We making news here?
We're unveiling our winners
Here
today.
We go. Breaking
Yesterday, we had
Ticker
Michelle
tape.
Kang from NACI. Today, Jean-Claude Brassard, who runs Digital Promise. He's getting our K-12 award. And actually won't be announced till next week, but Kinsey Fabrizio will be getting the award in technology, and she's the leader of
I heard that
CTE.
last night. Yes,
So
very
there's
nice.
a lot of great connection, and these are how some of those role models for the students we serve are curated, and then they generously give their time to stay the next day after the awards dinner and be in breakout rooms of 30, 40 with these students who would never have access to people that famous, but without this type of framework. So
That's awesome.
that's happening. And then in October 19th, we have our 4th year of our event at the United Nations. And that's
in
really
October.
for the
Okay.
leaders of our leaders, October
Excellent.
19th. Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's
Yes.
news to me now.
So that's a big thing.
Excellent.
And then in July, we're launching our Emerging Leaders podcast,
Very nice.
which is called Developing Your Professional Superpowers.
Beautiful.
So you'll be a guest for one of
Excellent.
our
I'd be happy
sessions
to.
for that, but that'll be another way that our community can share out those inside, we call sometimes hidden curriculum and things that are not commonly known, but when you do know them, it makes your path easier, more
Excellent.
fulfilling.
Carol, thank you for all you do.
So
I've
fun to
seen,
be here.
because I've been there at your conference, and I plan to be hopefully there to the next
We
one.
want
And I've
you.
seen
We want the whole team there in June. Every single one of you.
Excellent. And I've seen the light in the eyes of the students, most importantly, and the love and the gifts that you bring to inspire them. And the exciting part, the one thing that I'll be excited to participate in is, with artificial intelligence today, it is the great leveler.
Yeah.
And most people aren't understanding it that way, where underprivileged kids,
Yeah.
Van Jones, who I was with in Malibu, and one of his projects is empowering underprivileged kids all over the country
Yeah.
with artificial intelligence, because basically you've got Einstein in your pocket, there's nothing you can't do.
Yes.
So it'd be really interesting to work with you together
Yes.
to bring that light into your conference,
Yes.
and I'd be happy to.
100%, and I think the key with all of that is the strong human and thinking and strategic skills that can employ the AI
Yeah.
and how to develop that. So I look forward to
I've
doing
got
all of the
I've got
above.
a gift for you.
Oh my gosh.
First of all, I guess we could do this, right?
Oh, we'll show you. This is our flyer for the conference in June. These are the winners of the awards this year that you all will meet if you come join us in June. And this is Lawrence's new book that we talked about in September.
Yes.
Remember?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It
During
was
UNGA week.
quite a journey. Yes, that's right. When we
Yep.
were in the streets, sitting at that little table
Yes.
outside New
Yeah, on
York.
53rd or
yeah,
wherever that was.
yeah,
Yes.
you can remember. So we'd love to give this to you and sign
I'm
it for
so
you.
thrilled. I love that. And I feel like that has been the journey, the end of work for me with Global Minded, where it's just purpose and joy of what you're doing. No matter how hard it is, that there's nothing more rewarding than a hard thing that you identify that you care about that gives you that